Hi, Emma. It's Miss Pam. I hope you're doing well today. This is our last week of Miss Pam teaching you reading. I'm kind of sad. I've loved doing your reading lessons with you. But what I would like for you to do is if you would go ahead and get your book that Miss Hannah put in your packet for you called Arctic Animals, and put that to the side. And then I would like for you to just put your eyes on the screen. There's a word that you see on your computer screen that's pronounced Arctic. Can you say that with Miss Pam? Arctic. Now, the Arctic is a place that is very, very cold and has a lot of ice. And if you look at the picture on your computer screen, the Arctic Circle is right up here on our world. I wish I had a better map to show you in person, but this was the best that I could do. So we're going to be reading a book that's titled Arctic Animals. All right, now what I like to do is I'm going to write a phrase on the whiteboard. That you are going to see over and over in your story. Now, on each page, except for the first and the last page, see where this blank is? You're going to learn about 8 or 9, I think it is, different animals that live in the Arctic. So say that with Miss Pam. Live in the Arctic. So that's a phrase that you're going to be reading each time that you learn about a new animal. And that's why I put that little blank there. All right, so the next thing that I want to do is I would like to introduce to you some vocabulary words. Now some of them, Emma, you're going to already know, and some of them may be new to you, but they are words that are going to appear throughout your book quite a bit. So I want to make sure that you can pronounce them and understand their meaning so that you can have more fluency as you read. Things will go a lot smoother. So the first word that I have down, let me see if I can, there we go. You can see it a little bit bigger. The word that you see here, L-I-V-E, is pronounced live. And that's one of those words that you're going to see a lot in your book. The next word is Arctic. Can you say that with me? Arctic. And that's the place, the area that we're going to be learning about, where all of these animals live. The next word that you see is pronounced antlers. Antlers. Now, I'm not sure if you know what antlers are, but antlers are part of an animal's body. And a lot of times they use their antlers to defend themselves or to help them hunt. And I'm going to show you a picture of this particular animal that has antlers. We also see them on deer. And this animal you're going to learn about in just a little bit. But that's an example of an antler. The next word I'm sure you can pronounce on your own. Hunt. Hunt. And I would imagine we're going to learn a lot about the types of animals that these other animals will hunt. And here we have the word cold, because we know that the Arctic is very cold. All right, the next word that I want you to focus on is packs. Packs. Now, we're not going to use it in terms of like a backpack, but we're going to discuss how animals sometimes travel in packs, meaning groups. The next word that you're going to see is they. You're going to see the word they quite a bit, and I think that was one of your spelling words, so you probably know that one. The next one I'm going to put down is animals. Animals, because we're going to learn a lot about different animals. And the last word I want to introduce to you is the word turn. Can you say that with me? Turn. All right, now I'm going to zoom in or zoom out just a little bit, and we're going to go over all of our words together one more time so that you have a really good understanding of their pronunciation. Okay, so Miss Pam's going to point to the word, and then I would like for you to repeat that word. Let me see if I can make this just a little bit bigger for you. Thank you for being so patient, Emma. I appreciate it. All right, so the first word I'm going to point to is animals. Repeat after me. Animals. Good job. Hunt. Hunt. Live. Live. Turn. Turn. Packs. Packs. Arctic. Arctic. They. They. Cold. Cold. And last is antlers. Antlers. So those are going to be your 9 vocabulary words that we will review every day before we do some reading. All right, so Emma, what I would like for you to do now is go ahead and get your book out. And before we read it, we're just going to take some time to do a picture walk. So if you look at the very front of your book, you see that the title is Arctic Animals. Let's say that together. Arctic animals. What type of animal do you see on the cover? I see an owl as well. He looks awfully white and furry, doesn't he? Well, let's open up our book. And what I would like for you to do is look up here where it says words to know. And you'll notice that 6 of those words are words that we've also learned. And then there's 2 of them in there that are going to be the names of animals you learn. But I'm going to skip over that for right now because I want us to do our picture walk. Look at that cute little furry wolf. I think it's a wolf. Let's see. Let's turn to page 3. What do you think this is a picture of? I think you're right. I think I see a picture of maybe a polar bear, and then there's a picture of our world behind it showing you where the Arctic is, the Arctic Circle. Now we can tell that it is an extremely cold place just by looking at our picture of all the ice. So not every animal can live in the Arctic, only special ones. Now we're not going to worry about the words, we're just going to look at our pictures. Notice that the top picture, the little hairs are brown, but down here they're white. I wonder if something happens to their fur when the seasons change. I can't wait to read and find out. Oh, and this looks like the animal that we see on the front of the cover. So it must be some type of owl. Look how beautiful his wingspan is. Let's look over on page 6. Ooh, what do you think that animal is? I think it might be a fox. Look at that bushy tail. He looks pretty snuggled down there, doesn't he? Oh, and here's that picture, I think, that looked like the wolf. I think maybe these are the pictures of the wolves that we're going to learn about. In this picture, when I was introducing the vocabulary to you with the antlers, this is a special type of animal and it's pronounced caribou. Can you say that? Caribou. So we're going to learn about those animals, and then, oh look, we have another animal with some antlers. That's a moose. Oh, look at these little animals. What do you think? What do you think they're called? I think you're right. I think that it's a type of seal. Oh, and look at these. These are such beautiful creatures. Such beautiful animals that God designed just to live in the Arctic. I'm thinking it's some type of whale. Oh, I know you know what that one is. What do you think? Yeah, it's a polar bear. You're exactly right. Okay, so we've done our picture walk. And now what I want us to do is we are going to be reading and find out more about the Arctic animals. But before Miss Pam reads the book to you, I'm going to show you some of, not some, but all of them. I'm going to show you the names of the animals that we're going to learn about, okay? So the first one I want to introduce to you is pronounced, make it a little bit bigger so you can see that. One of the animals we're going to learn about is the snowy owls. So I am thinking that this is probably a picture of the snowy owl. The next one, animal that we're going to talk about is pronounced hares. Not like the hair on our head, but the animal hares. Can you say that? Hares. Good job. The next one is foxes. Can you say that? Foxes. What about this one? What do you think that one is? Wolves. Can you say that one? Wolves. I know I'm giving you a lot of words, Emma. You're doing great. Hang in there. This is the one that I was telling you about that had the antlers. They're pronounced caribou. Say that with Miss Pam. Caribou. Caribou. And this is the other animal that has the antlers that I showed you. Moose. Can you pronounce that one? Moose. Okay, we have 2 or 3 more. Hang in there. This is pronounced harp seals. Harp seals. Can you try that one? Good job. Harp seals. And here's the one that's pronounced polar bears. Polar bears. And the last one are the orca whales. So we're going to pronounce this orcas. Orcas. All right, so I know that was a good quick introduction, but don't worry about it. We're going to review them every day. So now what I want you to do is open up your book, Emma, and Miss Pam is just going to read to you. You do not have to read with me. I like to read the story first just to you, so you can either just follow along with your book or you can just look at the screen. Whichever one you choose is fine with Miss Pam. But I am going to start on page 3, right down here. Sorry about that, I had to turn my timer off. All right, so I'm going to start over here where the word some is. Some animals live in cold places. The Arctic is one of the coldest places on Earth. Hares live in the Arctic. They turn white in the winter. So we're not going to call them rabbits. We call them hares. And if you look up here, Emma, in the summer, their fur is dark, but in the winter, it turns white. So interesting. Snowy owls live in the Arctic. They hunt in the day. Foxes live in the Arctic. They have thick fur. I love that little picture. That fox looks so cozy. Wolves live in the Arctic. They hunt in packs. So there's that word packs. That means they hunt together. Caribou live in the Arctic. They are good swimmers. Moose live in the Arctic. They fight with their antlers. There's one of our words. Harp seals live in the Arctic. They have white fur as pups. So here's a picture of the adult seal, and here's one of the little pup. So they all have white fur when they're born. It's so cute. Orcas live in the Arctic. They hunt many sea animals. Polar bears live in the Arctic. Moms stay with their cubs for years. And there's the mom, and you see her two little cubs with her. I bet they have to stay with their mom to learn all the things that they need to do and learn how to survive in the Arctic. Their mommy teaches them, just like your mommy teaches you things. The end. All right, so Emma, we're going to stop here for today because we've done a lot. We've introduced our vocab words, the animals we're going to learn about. We did a picture walk, and Miss Pam read the story to you. So we're going to take a little break, and tomorrow we are going to review our vocabulary words, and we are also going to review our animals and how to pronounce them. So we'll probably be doing some highlighting. So you'll probably need to have 2 different highlighters, but it's on the lesson plan for what materials you'll need. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed our introduction to your book, Arctic Animals, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.